Today I'm making my hand and body cream with calendula, chamomile and echinacea. So it's all about filter. I've got a double filter going on here, and after I have infused my herbs in our deionized distilled rainwater that I then boil, then I add my herbs and then I put them through the double filter, because using chamomile, they've got tiny little stamens on them that just is so pesky to get out. So double filter. So it takes a little while to do this. So it's super important to make sure you get all of the debris out of the herbs because it's just going to cause bacteria. So in go my hydrosol, and also I do a mix of certified organic glycerine and acacia gum, which is an Australian native gum, and that's because my herbal infusion and hydrosols are a huge percentage and I need something in there to keep it together. So in goes my olive oil emulsifying wax, almond oil, wheat germ oil, and also coconut oil. So these are my bases. This is my base. I make all my bases according to how I want to deliver the cream to your skin. So this cream is all about hydrating. So hence why it's got some beautiful oils in there. Unlike the gardeners that I made the other day, that was mainly about the tincture. Now it's all about temperatures. You have to really be careful and monitor your temperature control. You don't want it too hot, because if you get it too hot, of course, you're just going to destroy all those beautiful compounds. And also specific temperatures for your oils and your waters to emulsify. So this is an oil and water formulation, which means tiny droplets of oil are evenly dispersed throughout the water. So it creates a light, non-greasy cream or basically lotion. I will make this a little bit thicker for a cream, but it won't be greasy, but it will absorb really easily into the skin. So now once the water solubles and the oils have been combined, I then put them into a tepid water bath. Now I don't like the shock cold water method. I just think it doesn't make a very good emulsion, as in it's not very stable. So I'm constantly checking the temperature of the water, constantly checking the cream. And so that's got a shear mixer in it, and then I come in and I hand mix as well. So it's doing two actions here. It's keeping everything moving, and also the shear will emulsify it. So it's all about the temperature, constantly checking temperature, constantly stirring. This is why I need a machine. I've got my big machine in the corner, and it will do all this for me basically, because it's very labor intensive at the moment. So it's super important to keep the cream moving from the bottom, or else you're going to have to, or else it won't emulsify properly. And if you don't have the right temperature, then it just won't bind. It can't be too cold and it can't be too hot, so it's constantly monitoring. There are so many emulsifications that you can do when you formulate your skincare. You can do an oil in water, which this one is. You can do a water in oil, which is a much thicker cream, and that's what I do with my night cream and also my scrub and my cleanser, because I want them to be a bit thicker. Also put beeswax in those ones as well. You can also do a cold infusion, and look at the emulsification, the cold emulsification. I don't like the way it delivers onto the skin, so I myself don't do it. I know how to do it, but for my actual products, I don't like making a cold infusion. Now, once it gets to a certain temperature, then I add in my essential oils, constantly stirring, of course, and my preservative. So I use an eco preservative. It is a broad spectrum. You just have to, when you're formulating, you have to use preservatives, but it's the preservative that matters. Once I get it to the right temperature, Then I'm happy to do shock cooling. So I'm just making sure all the temperatures are right. I'm looking for the consistency as well. And then I take it out of the warm bath and then I change the water over to really cold water. So we live on basically we bound a national park. So in like we're in the mountains, we're not far from the snow, so our water's cold. So I don't need to chill it. It's fantastic. No ice. So I can go straight from the tank and straight into the sink. Even though I know it's cold, I still check the temperature. Check, always constantly checking. Just because I've been manufacturing for over 20 years, I still need to check. That's so important when you formulate. So now this is a lot of shear mixing and constantly stirring, making sure this is all about the consistency now. So now this cream is heavy. What I didn't do was press record when I moved the camera to show you pouring it into my actually filling machine because I need to concentrate. So that's the cream on the trolley, and then I pour it into my mixing machine, and then I've got a jack and I can jack it up. So once it's heavy, because I'm getting older, got to save my back now. I do have a electric filling machine, but today I'm using my classic hand one. So this is my third day manufacturing in a row. It is hard work doing it by hand, but my hubby had to use the compressor, so that's okay. We have many machines. So this is filling into 250ml bottles. Now, my Hannah body cream has got beautiful Rosalina essential oil. Rosalina is a tea tree from the Northern Territory with a really lovely rose fragrance. It's very calming. I do sell it as a diffuser as well because it's a beautiful essential oil. As you can see, all of my lab is stainless steel. And also you can see in the background there, we've got a lot of crates. So we don't have any cardboard boxes in our lab because cardboard boxes contain a lot of bacteria. You just got to think about where they've been and exposed to a lot of dust. So we have a separate room that we decant, or that was me showing you my hand, after 3 days of manufacturing. So we decant all of the packaging into the washed crates, and then they come into our lab. And now I'm putting in the pumps. Now these pumps I actually hand tighten. So if you get a hand cream from us and it won't deploy, that's because I may have not tightened it up tight enough, or it may have come just a little bit loose in transit because they are meant to be machine tightened. So all you have to do is hold the base of the neck and tighten that up and it should deploy really well. Now I've got to cut every single one of those pumps as well. Very labor intensive, but my dad made me this little machine and I absolutely love it. Now, I do wear a chef's jacket, and that's to protect myself from basically any splashes of incredibly hot waxes and oils, and also the hot water that I'm working with as well with the hot herbal infusion. So with the chef's jacket, you can actually pull it off really, really fast. And I have had to do that many occasions. You do get complacent every now and again when you're working with hot ingredients. So this is my tester. Look at the consistency. Oh, I love that. I test every single cream that I make to make sure that I like the consistency. Smooths, really lovely, no lumps, everything's emulsified perfectly and it's soaking in nicely, and that's the beauty of this formula. And now it's cleaning up time. So luckily I have a commercial grade dishwasher which is just fabulous. So we also don't dry our dishes, we air dry our dishes. And all those herbs that were in that strainer, they go over to the chooks. They love manufacturing day. So I will leave my creams on the bench very separated that you can see so they can cool down to a certain temperature, and then I'll put them into a crate and pop them into the cool room to cool.